you out.
You're just a number. You're just a number.
They'll walk you out like you ain't just give countless amount of hours.
I feel like it's gonna end up in a lawsuit eventually, and somebody's gonna have to pay.
First date.
Yeah, because you can't do that to people. When has anybody had?
Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Now today we're in Newark, New Jersey at the Sisters in Business Expo. Speakers are Bevy Smith and Yandy Smith Harris. Now this venue or this event is about being an entrepreneur, being a risk taker, being a boss. If you don't want anyone to walk you out of a company or anyone to fire you, this is definitely the place to be. Now don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and enjoy this video. So right now we're checking out the venue, checking out the vendors, just waiting for the first speaker, Miss Bevy Smith, to arrive. So we're still browsing, still checking out the products, checking out the vendors. It was so much, and we just loved everything that we saw. Now, we hope that you guys check them out, Sisters in Business on Instagram. It was just amazing to see so many entrepreneurs, so many Black entrepreneurs. It was just a great experience, and it just made us so proud. Well, this vendor is straight from our hometown. They sell seasoning, they're Jamaicans, and they also do natural juices. It was very impressive seeing a vendor come in that far. So they're really serious about their business.
Oh, there we go. Now that's a mic. Hi, guys. I'm going to say a little more like this so I can see everybody. Hey, guys. Woo, child, New Jersey, huh?
Come on, Jersey, give it up. Give it up. It's Bevy Smith.
Happy to be here with you guys, and happy to be here with my old friend Toya.
Yes. We have some history. We go way back.
Yes, we do.
To those Vibe days.
Yes, to the good old days of Vibe magazine.
Yes. All right, so y'all ready for us to get into this book?
Yeah.
All right. So you see I brought my copy. Aisha sent me a copy. Can we just give it up one more time for Aisha?
Yes.
She sent me a copy.
Aisha.
I was here when it started. I'm so godly proud of her. So, I brought my copy of the book because we're going to go right into the book. I want you to hear as much of Bevy as you can because you see that table over there? I don't want them to have to pack anything up. I want y'all to go and support her. I want you to buy one for your mother, your auntie, and your bestie.
Yes.
And all your friends, okay? So I talked to Beverly upstairs and I told her, Bev, I said, we go right through the book. All right, you know how you get a good book? And the first thing I do is I go to the table of content. And if the titles are hot, I was like, whoa. And every title of each chapter is hot. So let's start where it started.
Okay.
Let's go right to the beginning. The evolution of a grown-ass woman.
Yes.
That's chapter number 1.
Yep.
So let's talk about that, Bev.
Okay.
Let's start there.
Oh, you want me to talk?
We want you to start. Well, I want them to hear
Well,
you.
girl, look,
I want you to start.
Okay.
You know where it says. Let's go down the days to departure. All right? And since you accepted the position in your mind, Rolling Stones was the ultimate temp job.
Yes.
You knew that going in that you weren't going to be there that long.
Yeah. So sometimes in life, women are gifted with discernment. And a lot of times in life, we know what things are going to be before they even get started, before we even get too deep into it. Now, sometimes we want to acknowledge that, and then other times we want to hide from it, right? You already knew day one that the guy that you was going out with, he wasn't right, but you wanted to push through anyway. And you knew from day one on that job that it wasn't right. It wasn't a good fit, but everybody told you should take the job because it's good money and it's procedures or whatever it was. But it was never a good fit. And for me, the evolution of a grown-ass woman chapter is really about me being at Rolling Stone magazine and having what a lot of people thought of as a dream job. I was the fashion senior director of fashion advertising. I was the only black person in management. I was the only black woman and the only woman actually on the sales team. And I was making $350,000 a year in 2005. It's a lot of money now. It was certainly a lot of money back then. And also, Rolling Stone was the largest music magazine in the world. So it's very prestigious. So that's a good job, right? Wrong.
Sounds good.
I didn't want that job. But I took it because it was a good look and it was, as I said in the book, a temp job. I used it as a way to get my freedom. Because as so many of us in this room are entrepreneurs, you know one of the biggest things that we need is some financial freedom in which we can pursue our goals. So I took the money that I made at Rolling Stone magazine that was in addition to what I had made at Vibe, and I used that money as kind of my seed money for my new life. And that is how I started to evolve into my dream life, which is what I'm leading now. And I know we're probably getting ahead of it, but I just want to say, now I wake up every day and all the things that I do for work, for money, are things I absolutely love to do. And this week alone, I appeared on the Wendy Williams Show as a guest co-host.
Yes.
I interviewed and hosted Jasmine Sullivan at an intimate event that was only for the press, that was so fabulous. I did my radio show on Andy Cohen's network on Sirius XM. My show is called Bevelations. And now I'm here with my book. Every single thing I do right now and the way that I make money is for my pleasure. And every single day I wake up, thank you, every single day I wake up and I get to plot my own course. And that's a freedom that I wish for every single person in this room. Every single person in this room. And that was my evolution of a grown-ass woman. That's what I was chasing. This freedom.
That's what you were chasing. But along those lines, and she just gave us, a part of that chapter. But there were some obstacles. There were some things in her way that she didn't talk about. Even when you went to your boss that day and you said, I'm quitting. And you wanted to lead a creative life, and you said to act, to sing, or to just be. And he told you that you were having a midlife crisis.
Yes, I was 38 years old, and he said I was having a midlife crisis. And I love this guy. He was a great boss, and if I had met him earlier in my career, we would have made a whole lot of money together. But by the time I met him, I was over it. So when he told me I was having a midlife crisis, I told him, oh yeah, I'm black from the hood. You don't have midlife crisis. You don't have no time for a midlife crisis. No, honey, I'm so clear. A midlife crisis is something I think of where white men and women who have a lot of extra time on their hands to look at their navel and examine the lint in their navel, they can have a midlife crisis. As black women, we are out here making it happen for ourselves, for our family, our community. So we don't have time for a midlife crisis. I had to let him know that real quick.
Had to check him, and
Yes.
you did. And then you said you had enough of the spirit of the beloved.
I think your mic might be up.
Oh, can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me.
Okay.
Of the spirit of Ayanna Van Zandt, to know that you had to go and that you had to fix your life. And you couldn't do it with a 9 to 5. There's a lot of us out here that are working 9 to 5, but you knew for sure that you could not do that. Go and get what you wanted to do, be what you wanted to be, and everything that you wanted to do by working a 9 to 5.
So here's what happened, right? When I decided to quit the job, he actually said to me, well, why don't you just stay on and we will give you time to like go on auditions. We'll give you just like a little leeway. The problem with that is this. If I would have been faced with the challenge of going to an audition for a play, because I want to be a theatrical actress, and that maybe I was going on an audition for a job that paid $100, or that I could be going on a sales call where I could make $10,000 in commission. I already knew my greedy ass was going to be like, forget that audition. I'm going to go get this $10,000. I'm going to go get the bag. So I had to eliminate any kind of temptation to backslide into that very comfortable and very well-paying life. So I had to cut it off at the knee. Now, everybody is not like that. And I also never tell people that they should be quitting their jobs. What I did was very, very bold. And Toya, we'll get into the part where one of my favorite chapters is Broke But Blissful, where I talk about, I'm going from that $350,000 a year to going to $35,000 a year in my journey to become the person that sits before you today. So it ain't all easy. And changing your life never is, But it's also not easy to be miserable. Can I get an amen?
Amen. Yes. Okay, so I want to go to one of the first revelations in chapter 1. Here's a revelation for you. The true luxury wanted. What would your life look like?
Yes. And so I would love to know from you guys, what have you thought about that? Have you thought about your dream life? What I find is oftentimes as Black women, we are so just putting one foot in front of the other that we don't even have time to dream. And sometimes we limit even our dreams. So we're not even dreaming big enough. So if you're in here and you're an entrepreneur and you're like, one day I want my book to be on the Oprah's Christmas list, you're not dreaming big enough. That's a big deal, but that should not be the ultimate dream of an entrepreneur. The ultimate dream of an entrepreneur should be, I want my business to be so big that Oprah calls me and says she wants to buy it. Like she did Weight Watchers.
Amen.
They're the dream. But I find that so many of us, we have put our dreams all the way down. We squelched it. We've forgotten. So for me, I definitely wasn't in a space where I was like really being honest with myself. Because just because you can do something easily, just because something gives you pleasure, do not undersell yourself.
Yes.
When you see me on Wendy Williams and when you see me on page.
So right now we're purchasing a copy of Bevy's book, and she's writing a special message, doing a special signature for everyone that purchased the book. It's a great book, guys. You should definitely get it. So guys, here is our second speaker, Yandy Smith. Look at her, she's so pretty. Now she's making an entrance. She's stepping in now to give us her speech and just to say hello to everyone.
work alongside the likes of PJ, and Elliott, Buster Rhymes, Lawrence Young, just to name a few. During this time, Yandy also received global recognition as one of Billboard magazine's top 30 executives under 30. From the music industry, Smith migrated to television, where she created what we know and love today as Love and Hip Hop, the whole franchise. Also, we had a producer on season 1 of H, and mentioned from what
We had to be on the other side. They won't let us. We have food in our hand. I need to put.
Excuse me, everybody. Can I get you to clear the walkway, please? The doorway?
We're in the front now, so I can get her in that video.
We're just sitting
So, Yandy, how do you feel, first of all? You look gorgeous.
How y'all doing? I'm so excited to be here. Let me say that first. You know, I moved to Atlanta now. So whenever I get to come back home, I'm like, my people are here. So I'm super excited to be here. Yes, Yell is my baby.
Yes.
We have, thank you. I have a Yell booth in the back, so make sure you all come see me so we can, you know, talk and do all that kind of stuff, and I can tell you about the product. I'm super excited. I love the Sisters in Business Expo. It's always some amazing women and men that really want to push the envelope, you know, be trendsetters, be business owners, entrepreneurs that really want to make a difference. Not just make money, but they want to make a difference in the community, and I love that about this organization.
Absolutely. So let's talk about Yell Skin and Beauty, because it seems like a natural progression for you. You are gorgeous. You're an advocate for women. This is giving women the empowerment they need to be beautiful and present themselves. Was this something you always wanted to do?
No, it wasn't. I don't know about many of you out there and how you are starting your business, but it really started out as a need for me. I was on this show, I was wearing makeup, and I never used to wear makeup, and I had acne, I had dark spots, I had dark circles around my eyes, I had hyperpigmentation, and I was like, come on now, I used to be cute, what's going on? And I said, this makeup is jacking me up, but I didn't know how to take care of my skin wearing makeup. I was sleeping in it, you know, I was rubbing my eyes, and all that black stuff was getting all around my eyes. So I went to Sephora, and I was like, okay, these are the problems I have. I have dark circles around my eyes. They said, oh, here's an eye cream. I said, I have hyperpigmentation. I have dark spots. They said, oh, here's a cleanser, here's a toner. I said, I have oily skin, and then it gets dry, it peels around my nose. And they just started throwing all this stuff in the basket. I was like, okay. I went to the register, and, you know, it was a line behind me. And she's like, that'll be $498.
Yeah.
I was like, how much? Now, you know, I'm on TV. This was after my first season. I was like, well, I ain't got it.
Send the
But what
invoice
I'm
to
not
London.
going to do, right, what I'm not going to do is be embarrassed, like, So I was like, you know how you take out that credit card not really realizing what you was getting yourself into? So I gave it to her, I paid, and I was so upset. And then she goes, oh, and that's your 30-day supply. Hope to see you in 30 days. I was like, you're never gonna see me again here. So I walked out of Sephora, and then the other thing, when I walked around the store and they were throwing things in the basket, I kept saying, are you sure this is gonna work for my kind of skin? Are you sure? Because there wasn't any representation of me in the products they were saying I needed.
Right.
I didn't see myself represented in the signs and in the pictures, so I wasn't even sure if that was really for melanated skin. So when I left, immediately I realized that there was a need for a skincare line that was all natural, green, that was affordable, and that, you know, had the visibility of people of color. So I immediately got to work on a skincare line that nurtured the melanin in our skin, and I wanted to make sure that we were represented in all shades with the brand. And it's all natural, it's plant-based, and it helps with those issues. The dark eyes, the hyperpigmentation, the acne, the dry or oily skin, all of that.
It's because it's something we're all plagued with, even people who don't wear makeup.
Absolutely.
So it's meeting the needs for a lot of people.
Oh gosh, a lot of you, yay. Okay, so one thing that I will tell you, build a team. Build a team of people smarter than you If you're not into social media, get the young 18-year-old girl that's always doing TikToks and tell her, I need you on the team. Sometimes they want to intern, sometimes they might need, you know, a little bit of money on the side. Get a team. So what I did was I built a team. I hired someone. I had a magazine called EGL, which is Look for Everything Girls Love. A part of that magazine, we had a health and beauty section. And I had a master esthetician that used to write for the health and beauty section. I was like, what you gonna charge me to come on board and help me figure out the skincare? I knew nothing about skincare. I had bad skin. So I had to hire someone to come help me. Now, some of you may not have enough money to actually, you know, maybe pay a salary or hire. I didn't have enough money. So what I did was I paid her a consulting fee. She helped me fund a lab. And then my then partner at the time, who's now my manager, she was kind of overseeing the day-to-day aspects of making sure Regina, who was, you know, leading the charge with the chemist, making sure that all of these things were happening on a timeline. Again, I'm not good with time management. I was late today. But she is great at that. So I had her in place just really to oversee that and manage the time that things can happen. Sometimes you might have a friend at your job that you know is always early to work, or you might have a friend that you met at the club and she always shows up before all of y'all when y'all going out. Hey, I need you to be my director of time. Okay, I need you to make sure this stays in line. I'm on time for this. You have to be able to hopefully you are making meaningful connections and have meaningful relationships where you can pull, because that's honestly what I did. I didn't know how to start a skincare line. I didn't know what formulas can go into an all-natural skincare line. And honestly, I didn't even know how to market it. I'll tell you a funny thing. People think that because you're on TV, you know, automatically anything you put out will be successful. That is a lie. I wasn't even just on TV. I think at that time, might have had 3 million followers when I started the skincare line. The last episode of the show was me having a big Yale skin. Well, first it was me pitching that I want to start a skincare line. They did this party. It was on the show. Then my last episode was me walking into my Yale pop-up shop. And I decided I was going to launch the website that night. And I'm like, oh, after these 4 million people on the show see it, I posted on my Instagram, I'm about to sell 7 million skincare lines. That night, I made the site live as the show was airing. So I'm like, at 9 o'clock, when it's the last scene, it's going to go crazy. At about 10 o'clock, I had 1 order. Maybe when I woke up the next morning, I might have had 2 more. And that was it. I sold 3 units that first week, and I was like, wait a minute now, I'm on TV. I had to beg Love and Hip Hop to cover this. They covered it, and y'all got the nerve to only buy 3 skincare systems? That's when I realized, oh, it's not the TV. That's not gonna sell my product. That's not gonna do it. It's not the Instagram. That's not gonna, it definitely gave me exposure. So people have in the back of their mind, oh, she launched a skincare line. But there's a million people that are on TV or that you know that launch brands and it never goes anywhere. I had to really do the research. I had to put in the work and figure out, okay, who follows me? This is something for you guys to know. Who follows you? Who is your core person you're marketing to? What is your demographic? Know that. I had to figure out, who am I selling this to? What are their issues? Are they single moms? Are they, struggling? Are they well off? Are they middle class? So then I had to figure out, what is the messaging I want to get out there? Listen, I went to Sephora and I paid almost $500. I got this for not even a quarter of that price. You get 5 pieces for $100. What y'all want to do? And this is the because I know who I'm marketing to. And then I also know, look, I'm a working mom. I'm a mom on the go. I don't have time to sit. This thing takes me 5 minutes to do in the morning. So what I started to do was get in my bathroom. One day I think I was like playing with Skylar in the bathroom and I was washing my face. And I had on music. Skylar was dancing, so I started dancing with her. And I put it like in my stories. Those stories got so much traction from, me dancing with Skylar. And I was like, wait, let me put this on my main page. I put it on my main page. I wasn't even talking about the product. And I got like 1 sale, 2 sales, 3 sales, 4. I just had the link in my bio. So then I was like, oh, I gotta dance with Skylar to sell this product. So you know what I did for the rest of that week, Skylar. You got work to do. Come over here and get in this mirror. So I started doing that, and then what I added to that was I started talking about what the products do, what the benefits were, and the all-naturalness and hyaluronic acid and retinol. I started naming all these things that I remember the consultant telling me about as to why I needed it in the product out there that can afford it. Just know that. They can afford you, they can afford your expertise, and you are worth it. You are worth them paying you what you are worth.
Thank you.
That's one side of it, right? But then the other side of it is also, you can also bring people along for the journey. Maybe what you do is you teach someone that's going through it how you got through it, how you started to write your feelings out in a poem and in a book, and then you train that person to make you some money too. They can be a co-author with you, or they can do books under your publishing company. There's so many other there are so many other ways that you can help people by also giving them, you know, the whole entire lake and not just giving them a drink of water. Like, look, I'm gonna show you how to do this. I'm gonna show you how to get to this. Once you get yourself out that funk, we're gonna get to it together.
Right.
But you gotta first know you're worth it.
Thank you.
You got
Thank
it.
you.
We are very moved by both speakers, and we'll definitely be checking out Sisters in Business Expo every year. It was just a great experience. Peace, guys.